A black SUV with its lights off suddenly slows down. Then it cuts across 5 lanes to the right and takes the ramp. That move was basically a brush with death. Why would the driver do that? It wasn't until I saw the police lights up ahead that I understood. The moment the lights came on, he cruised past like nothing happened. Welcome to the American version of ultimate freedom. Right now, in California, the cops are chasing a black SUV. And the reason this driver is being chased is extremely unusual. He live streamed himself stealing the car on TikTok. Not only that, he still has not ended the live stream. He wants everyone to watch. He wants them to see how he levels up to a 9-star wanted level. This move instantly brought in 3 helicopters to follow him from above. With helicopters in the sky and police cars on the ground closing in, the driver immediately floored it and started showing off. No one expected that one burst of speed to leave all the police cars far behind. Even the spotlight from the police helicopter could not keep up with his speed for a moment. So what level is this driver really on? Okay, an 8-star legend. No wonder the cops got left behind in an instant. Now let's look at the car he was driving. It was a latest model Dodge Durango. Even the base version comes with a 3.6-liter naturally aspirated V6 engine. It makes up to 295 horsepower. Now that the officers on the ground have fallen behind, let's check the view from the other 2 helicopters. The helicopter in the shot is the police helicopter, and the footage itself comes from another TV station. Before long, the driver is surrounded by several police cars up ahead. The helicopter almost cannot even tell which car is his. Luckily, the driver quickly finds an escape route. To avoid any more unexpected trouble, he floors it again and starts accelerating like crazy. As an 8-star legend, how could he possibly get trapped by a few police cars? He casually slips through traffic and shows a little skill. The strength of an 8-star legend is honestly impressive. But live streaming your entire location like this is something only this driver would do. Just now, he promised everyone watching his live stream that he would disappear once he reached Los Angeles. He is being this blatant, and clearly does not take the police seriously at all. That made the officers watching his live stream furious. But right at this moment, the reporter in this helicopter got distracted, and actually lost the driver. At this point, the driver is stopped at an intersection. Luckily, the police helicopter's spotlight is extremely obvious, but this helicopter is acting like a total bot. I even wonder if the crew inside is just slacking off. It keeps hovering in the same place. Even after several police cars pass by, it still cannot find the driver. It even gives the bridge a close-up. This is honestly ridiculous. After searching several places and finding nothing, it has no choice but to call for backup. Now let's switch to the view from the other helicopters. The driver exits the freeway from the far right ramp, and at this moment, a building appears in the shot. That helicopter had been waiting up ahead for a long time, but still never saw the driver. Luckily, the driver was only adjusting his own camera. Now he calmly gets back on the road. Round 2 begins. After getting back on the road, the driver does not rush to speed up. He looks no different from any other regular driver. This is the relaxed confidence that only an 8-star legend has. From the range of his taillights and headlights, you can tell the driver has not turned on his lights. Now the road ahead enters a tunnel. The 2 helicopters in the sky are holding their breath. Luckily, they soon spot a fast-moving SUV. The second helicopter thinks it has successfully locked onto the driver, but when it zooms out, there is no way to tell which car is his anymore. Damn it! When did he disappear? The second helicopter begins searching everywhere. Clearly, this one has more experience than the first, following the direction the officers are watching, and sure enough, finds the driver again. So how exactly did the driver disappear just now? The first helicopter gives us the answer. The first bot-like helicopter finally comes to its senses. It starts following the other helicopters, but as soon as it arrives, it sees the driver entering the tunnel. It has no idea what is happening at the scene, and by pure coincidence, it sees the driver exit the tunnel and turn right at the first intersection. The black SUV the second helicopter saw was not the driver's car at all. As for why the police helicopter was able to keep following the driver so closely, it was because the officers had joined his live stream. After looping around the side road, the driver prepares to return to the freeway again. The strength of an 8-star legend is truly terrifying. Now let's switch back to the second helicopter. After driving around in a loop, the driver has reached the freeway leading to Los Angeles. Because his route is so tricky, all the officers waiting ahead have set up in the wrong direction. The driver knows very well that this is the perfect opportunity. Whether he succeeds or not depends on this one move. If you look closely, you can see police cars appearing from time to time. Those are the officers who missed him earlier. They are now trying to turn around, but catching up to the driver in such a short time is almost impossible. At this moment, there are still 3 helicopters above him. How exactly will the driver shake them off? He is now less than 2 minutes away from downtown Los Angeles. The officers all know his destination, but no one knows which exit he will take. Seeing that the driver has stayed in the far left lane, the officers assume he will continue straight, so they send one officer to hide on the main road. The driver, to predict it in advance, he suddenly slows down and cuts across 5 lanes. He takes the ramp. This sudden move leaves the officer hiding by the road in an awkward position. All he can do is watch the driver leave. No one expected this driver to be so calculating. He is showing his cards openly, yet with one small trick, he still makes the officers lose their minds. Compared with this driver, the cops look like rookies. This is the power of an 8-star legend. The driver follows the ramp into the city, but this building happens to block the view, and in those short 10 seconds, the driver completely disappears. He never shows up again. The officers coordinate from land and air, and search the entire road. But by now, the driver has also ended his live stream. That instantly gives the officers a massive headache. This driver has vanished in front of everyone's eyes. There are now 4 helicopters in the sky, searching for the driver. The 2 flying low with spotlights on are police helicopters. As for that other 1-star helicopter, we do not need to pay attention to it. It had already lost sight of the driver, so it puts all its attention on the police instead. It completely ignores the driver right in front of it. Meanwhile, the officers still cannot find the driver's car. So how exactly did he disappear? At this point, the police helicopter also begins returning to base. It is getting ready to call it a day. The next day, the police squad known as the strongest in Texas sets its eyes on this Dodge Hellcat. The officer notices something strange about the license plate, so he signals the driver to pull over. Seeing that he has been spotted, the driver immediately turns on his left blinker. Before the officer can even figure out what is happening, the driver suddenly accelerates and takes off. The officer realizes that even with his own pedal to the floor, this driver is still visibly pulling away. That acceleration really lives up to the Hellcat name. It looks like the officer is about to get completely left behind. Luckily, the cars ahead block the lane. That keeps the officer from losing him in the very first round. But the faint supercharger whine in the distance already makes the officer feel something is wrong. The driver is in a Dodge Charger Hellcat. He starts getting into rhythm. The 2 cars weave through traffic, facing the driver's terrifying acceleration. The officer somehow manages to stay in the fight for now. At this moment, there are more and more cars ahead, but right then, the driver suddenly launches an attack. He changes direction, then he instantly picks the best passing line ahead. The officer follows the same route, but at this moment, the driver looks like he has turned on cheat mode. After a series of moves from the driver, the gap between them grows wider and wider. Luckily, traffic ahead is completely jammed. With the help of his police lights, the officer enters full speed mode. No fear at all. The officer thinks his move was already perfect, but when he checks the distance, the gap has barely shrunk at all. His heart instantly sinks. But the driver is not done yet. Facing such dense traffic, he not only refuses to slow down, but even enters full traffic weaving mode. Although the officer had already prepared himself mentally, the level this driver shows still goes beyond his imagination. I know you cannot see clearly, so I zoomed in and circled it for you. At this moment, the driver is still overtaking cars far ahead. Even with police lights on, the officer cannot get any closer. Let's take a look at the record board. Okay, this driver is actually an 8-star legend. A Hellcat combined with this kind of skill is like a final boss with a cheat code. Even if the officer gives it everything he has, he still cannot avoid getting left behind. He has to call in the helicopter. The moment the helicopter hears that its old rival, the Hellcat, has appeared, it takes off immediately, using the coordinates provided by the officer, but it still needs a few minutes to arrive. Normally, that would not be too much to ask, but right now, it feels like a lot. The gap between the 2 cars has grown larger and larger. Even with a magnifying glass, the driver is now just a tiny black dot. Sometimes, you really have to admire how dedicated these officers are, even at 230 kilometers per hour, and the officer never expected that as a 6-star veteran himself, someone who could dominate almost anywhere, he would now be facing this driver, and not only be unable to get close, but barely even able to keep the taillights in sight. It is already the limit of this police car. The officer probably wishes he could climb into the engine and pedal it himself. A ramp appears up ahead. Seeing the driver's taillights suddenly disappear, the experienced officer concludes that the driver must have exited the freeway here. The officer's prediction is not wrong. As he exits the freeway, he does see a black shadow flash past, so he immediately reports the driver's latest location to the helicopter. But what he does not notice is, the driver has already turned right early and parked on the side of the road. The officer thinks the driver has already gone ahead, so he keeps the pedal down and charges forward. Just like that, under the officer's wrong lead, the other units and the helicopter all search in the wrong place. The officer keeps chasing on his own for more than 2 minutes and completely loses confidence. Does he finally stop? The driver wins completely.